Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. I'm your host, Ron Nicoletti. It is Saturday, and what a day it is. We have 5 stakes races for newly turned 3-year-olds. We got to get right to those track and weather conditions. The main track fast, the turf course firm. The first race, 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. These are maiden fillies. The 3-year-olds scratch the 14 and 15. Note the jockey on the number 8 is Joshua Navarro.
They're off. Giola, explosive vacation on the inside with good beginnings. Little Alexandra's up and on the pace too, as is Maxine. And moving up between horses, Joya Stella. Leroy's Mommy is going up on the far outside. And then it's Hold Harmless mid-pack early on. My Good Venezuela's in between horses. Break of another 2.5 to breakfast time. And then Zozo striking on the inside. Texting in behind them. Cleopatra's Gold 3 wide into the turn. Tap it together, saves all the ground. And trailing the field is Majestic Trick. They went 23 and 4 for the first quarter. And Jay Latosh leads the field onto the backstretch. In front by a length over Maxine running in second. Joya Stella third to the inside of Little Alexandra. Then Leroy's Mommy on the far outside. Between horses, Hold Harmless is there. Explosive Vacation is racing at the rail. 4.5 lengths off the lead as they continue up the backstretch. Then it's My Good Venezuela. Going up in between horses, Texting with Stablemate Breakfast Time to the outside. And they're being followed by Zozo striking along the inside. And then Cleopatra's Gold. Tap it together in Majestic Trick in a 48 and 4 half mile. They're racing for the far turn, and Maxine has joined Jay Latosh up front. These two now noses apart on the lead. Little Alexandra, Joya Stella right behind them. Breakfast Time going up on the far outside. Then Leroy's Mommy, Hold Harmless, Cleopatra's Gold, My Good Venezuela tap it together on the far outside. Followed by Texting and Zozo striking, and they're at the top of the stretch. Jay Latosh and Maxine turn for home together. Joya Stella comes on the attack on the outside. Hold Harmless trying to squeeze through an opening at the rail. Long shot, My Good Venezuela's running on, and Tap It Together is moving quickly on the far outside. It is Joya Stella in front. Joya Stella, and on the inside, Hold Harmless. Hold Harmless got through to win. And then it was Joya Stella in a photo with Jay Latosh. Tap It Together, then My Good Venezuela.
Number 13, Hold Harmless. What a nice ride by jockey Joel Rosero. Closes along the inside and pays $20.40 to win. Owned by Stuart Janney III, trained by Shug McGay. And as I mentioned, a nice ride by Joel Rosario. The second race, 7.5 furlongs on the turf. Maiden claimers fillies, 3-year-olds. Scratch number 15, scratch number 16.
They're off. Chucky Please broke well. So too Naples Dream on the far outside. Artemisa is prominent early. Naples Dream to the front, though, as the field makes their way into the turn. It is steadying in traffic there. Getting into some trouble was Queen des Animaux on that turn, and a couple of them got checked behind that runner, too. So it is Naples Dream who's going to lead the field onto the backstretch in front by a length. On the outside, Artemisa goes up, runs in second. Chucky Please is third, Miss Callum fourth. Right behind them comes Wonderful Remark in fifth. On the far outside, Daddy's Pride goes up in sixth. A length and a half clear of Brianna's Bucket, who's down on the inside of Blossomed in Time. Then Queen des Animaux, who had that trouble on the first turn. Cali Cat, BBC to the inside, Live by the River. And then back to Jill's Catch and Princess Aquila at the back of the pack. They went 23 and 3 for the opening quarter mile. And the leader is Naples Dream. Javier Castellano has Naples Dream a half length in front of Artemisa through a 47 and 4 half mile. And these two are now a neck apart as they make their way around the far turn. And they're clear by a length from Wonderful Remark. Chucky Please fourth on the inside as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. Going around horses, Daddy's Pride's coming out there 4 wide as they turn for home. And now it's Wonderful Remark who runs up to take the lead. Wonderful Remark to the front. Here's Cali Cat with a rush on the outside. These two are going to turn for home together. Artemisa third toward the rail. Naples Dream is given way. Then comes Blossomed in Time trying to put in a late bid, followed by Brianna's Bucket on the outside. But it will be Cali Cat and Wonderful Remark who's battling back. Cali Cat by a head over Wonderful Remark, and then came Blossomed in Time, followed by Brianna's Bucket and Princess Aquila.
Number 3, Cali Cat springs the upset, pays $44.20. Owned by Bluestone Thoroughbreds LLC, trained by Larry Bates and ridden to victory today by Eddie Castro. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, it'll be the 67th running of the Grade 3 Hutchinson Stakes. Welcome back. The third race is 6 furlongs. It's the 67th running of the Hutchinson Grade 3 event. $100,000 guaranteed. The jockey on the 1 is Paco Lopez.
They're off in the Hutchison. While Ye May had a good start. Awesome Banner and on the inside Union Grace. And right behind them, Noholdingback Bear is away running in fourth and right up with the leaders. Then Sheikh of Sheikhs on the outside, followed by Full Salute. Danbury trails the field up the backstretch. Awesome Banner's in front. Awesome Banner, the leader here by a half a length over Noholdingback Bear, while Ye May is third on the outside. Union Grace trying to stick with them, now passed by Sheikh of Sheikhs after a 22 flat opening quarter mile. And then back to Full Salute and Danbury. Awesome Banner, 3 furlongs out, a half-length lead. Noholdingback Bear and While Ye May, and Sheikh of Sheikhs is coming 4 wide to join them. And now there's 4 horses across the track, and they're 4 lengths clear of Full Salute, 3 wide. Danbury and Union Grace, and Awesome Banner is shaking them off so far. A 44 and 4/2 mile, they're into the stretch. Awesome Banner kicks away. Kicks away to a length and 3/4 lead over Noholdingback Bear. Sheikh of Sheikhs is third on the far outside. Awesome Banner still going strong. And he's pulling away under Jose Caraballo to win the Hutchison. And then it was Noholdingback Bear's Sheikh of Sheikhs, followed by While Ye May, and behind them either Danbury or Full Salute.
Number 2, Awesome Banner comes off the 7-month layoff, takes him wire to wire at 6-5 and wins for Jack's or Better Farm Incorporated, trained by Stanley Gold and ridden to victory today by Jose Caraballo. The 4th race, the 39th running of the Old Hat, Grade 3, $100,000 guaranteed. The off-time favorite, number 5, Lucy and Ethel.
They're off in the Old Hat. And it's Lucy and Ethel and Dad's Kiddo, who started well. On the inside, Bally Diva, who is now getting shuffled back as My Dear Venezuela goes up with Little Kitten, and suddenly Bally Diva's back running in 5th on the inside of Katira Rock. As the field heads up the backstretch, it is Lucy and Ethel in front. Lucy and Ethel has made the lead as they run by the opening quarter mile and head into the far turn in 22 3/5 seconds. And then comes My Dear Venezuela running in 2nd, a length and a half clear of Dad's Kiddo in 3rd as they round the far turn. Little Kitten is 4th by another 2.5. Bally Diva switched to the outside to begin her run, and she is gaining ground now. And then comes Katira Rock at the back of the pack, and they're coming toward the top of the stretch. Lucy and Ethel turning for home in front. My Dear Venezuela 2nd on the outside. They went 45 and 2 for a half mile. These two turned for home together, and it is Lucy and Ethel with the rail in the lead as they come by the 8th pole. Then My Dear Venezuela, followed by Dad's Kiddo. Bally Diva's 4th. It is Lucy and Ethel. Lucy and Ethel and Joshua Navarro pull away in the Old Hat. And then it is My Dear Venezuela, followed by Bally Diva and Dad's Kiddo.
And there's no splaining to do for number 5, Lucy and Ethel. Wins it for JAG Racing and Jetney Thoroughbred Corporation, trained by Ramon Pricedtoperfection and ridden to victory today by Joshua Navarro. The 5th race, 7.5 furlongs on the turf. This is the 7th running of the Ginger Brew, $100,000 guarantee. Scratch number 11, Disco Rose.
They're off in the Ginger Brew. Pricedtoperfection a bit slow to start. Takes her position at the back of the field as Recognition takes the early lead. Anti-Joy and Pancake away 2nd and 3rd just to the outside of the front runner. And Lira sits into a comfortable spot running in 4th position. Melody Croon a bit tight quarters there. Losing a couple of positions to Washington Song and Module on that first turn. Andrea's Reward is just to the outside of Melody Croon, now 6.5 lengths off the lead. Pricedtoperfection is gone by Miss Otis at the back of the field as they make their way onto the back stretch. And it is Recognition and Pancake, 24 and 2, the opening quarter mile. These two, their noses apart on the lead. And Lira and Anti-Joy are right behind 3rd and 4th. And then it's Washington Song 5th on the rail, 2 lengths off the lead. Module follows in 6th. Then Melody Croon on the inside of Andrea's Reward. Pricedtoperfection is 6.5 lengths off the lead and leading only Miss Otis as the field makes their way toward the far turn. and it's Pancake on the outside of Recognition. They went 48-2 for a half mile. They're a length and a half ahead of Anti-Joy. Lira is fourth and now racing in between horses. Washington Song slips through on the inside. Module goes out there very wide. Pricedtoperfection is 4 lengths off the lead, and then it's Andrea's Reward, and they're coming to the top of the stretch. Recognition, Pancake, Module on the far outside. Washington Song. Oh, Lira's got nowhere to go. Totally boxed in. Pricedtoperfection is on the far outside. Into the final 16th, Module. Module has taken the lead. Lira's coming now on the outside with Pricedtoperfection. Here comes Lira. Oh, she was the best. Lira got there. And then it was Pricedtoperfection in a photo with Module.
Number 3, Lira gets through an opening and scores for jockey Javier Castellano, pays $5.20 to win, owned by Mathis Stable LLC and trained by Todd Fletcher. The 6th race, 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. These are maiden 3-year-olds. Scratch number 15, It's All Relevant, and number 16, Big Platinum.
They're off. And it is Giant Run who comes out quickly to take the early lead. Gay Schnell is away running in second position to the inside. On the far outside, Cluntia goes up, and then comes Slapjack in fourth. They're being followed by Pristine Sistine to the inside, running in fifth. Early on, El Ciclone is sixth. Then it's Billy's Kitten to the inside of Inspector Lynley. They're 7 lengths off the lead, moving for the turn. Southern Wild is next on the inside. And then we come back to Mystic Sky and Orlando Storm to the rail, 3 lengths to Little Sky. And then comes Mythmaker and Never So Few at the back. A 23-3 first quarter. They race on to the backstretch. Giant Run going at it up front here. Giant Run battling for the lead with Cluntia. These two nose to nose onto the backstretch. Cleared 2.5 lengths from Gay Schnell and Slapjack fourth on the outside. A length and a half to El Ciclone. Pristine Sistine is down toward the rail as they continue up the backstretch. And Inspector Lynley is moving now. Inspector Lynley going by horses while 3 deep into the turn, but edging up toward the leaders. After that, it's Billy's Kitten who has come under a ride. And then it's Southern Wild, followed by Mystic Sky to the outside. Orlando Storm. Nothing yet from Never So Few. Around the far turn, it is Giant Run. Cluntia continues to race in second. Inspector Lynley's rally is up into third now, still 3 lengths behind though, as they come to the top of the stretch. Giant Run turning for home in front. Cluntia to the outside is second. Inspector Lynley is third. Giant Run's got another furlong to run. Cluntia and Inspector Lynley are trying to come and get Giant Run. Southern Wild is fourth. They're coming down to the line. Giant Run, Inspector Lynley. It's going to be Giant Run to go all the way over Inspector Lynley. Then Cluntia and Southern Wild.
Number 11, Giant Run, gets the victory and pays $9 to win, owned by Robert C. Baker and William Mack, trained by Tommy Albatrani, and ridden to victory today by Luis Saez. We'll take a break. We'll be back for the 7th race, which is the Grade 3 Dania Beach. Welcome back. Race number 7, 7.5 furlongs on the turf. It's the 11th running of the Dania Beach Grade 3 event, $100,000 guaranteed. The off-time favorite, number 1, Isotherm.
They're off in the Dania Beach. And it's Duffelbag who goes out to the front. Coping away on the inside is also showing some early speed. Right in behind them is Isotherm on the inside. Fast Karma is away running in fourth just to the outside of Isotherm, and then Urban Bourbon on the far outside. Mountain Music Man is after that, and then Surgical Strike. Life Imitates Art, Raise the Bar, and the early trailer is at the ready. So they race on to the backstretch, and it is Coping Away. A long shot leader. On top by 3/4 of a length, Duffelbag second to the outside. These two run 1/4 and 24 and 2/5 seconds. And then it's Isotherm racing third, racing on the inside of horses as they continue the run up the backstretch. Then comes Fast Karma to the outside. The rails open for Life Imitates Art, who's sent on through. Now 2.5 lengths off the lead. Urban Bourbon 4 deep as they move for the turn. Then Mountain Music Man, followed by Surgical Strike, Raise the Bar and At the Ready. And now the field racing for the far turn. It is still coping away, who's gone 49 and 2 for a half mile. Duffel Bag 3/4 of a length behind, running in second. Life Imitates Art right behind them. Isotherm moves up alongside. Urban Bourbon is coming up on the outside of them. Raise the Bars under a drive near the back of the pack as they come toward the top of the stretch. Duffel Bag turning for home in front. Isotherm moves up alongside Life Imitates Art. Now charging through an opening on the inside. These three into the final furlong. Isotherm, Life Imitates Art, late run Urban Bourbon on the far outside. Life Imitates Art, Isotherm down to the wire. Life Imitates Art beats Isotherm. And then it was Urban Bourbon, Surgical Strike, and Duffel Bag.
Number 4, Life Imitates Art, gets the photo and gives jockey Joel Rosario his second win on the card, owned by Clarovich Stables and William Lawrence, and trained by Chad Brown. Race number 8, 1 mile on the turf. This is a starter optional claimer for 3-year-olds and upward. Full field of 14 runners. Scratch the also eligible number 15, Osby.
They're off. And it's Flipshot who goes out to the front. To the inside, Imperial Warrior, Biggest Drama, Irish Colonel right behind the top 3. And then comes Jungle Jumble as they make their way toward that first turn. Parmo Landing is next on the outside. In behind them are Smarty, Kitten, and Wildcat Wish as they move into the turn. Then comes Game Prize, followed by Mejev, who saves all the ground there. Then Donation, Grand Tipui, and Mass Approval, 14th and last, as the field heads on to the backstretch in 23 and 2/5 seconds. And it is Biggest Drama in front. Flipshot second to the outside. A length and a half back to Irish Colonel alongside of Imperial Warrior. Jungle Jumbled into a perfect spot in 5th there. Outside of Smarty Kitten and about 4 lengths off the lead. Then comes Parmo Landing alongside. 2 lengths more back to Two-Step Time, and then Mejev along the rail, followed by Wildcat Wish. Game Prize is next. Mass Approval to the outside. Donation and Grand Tipui. 47 and 3 was the half mile. Around the far turn, Biggest Drama shakes away at 99 to 1. Biggest Drama the leader, but now off the rail, Irish Colonel comes on, and Jungle Jumble goes with Irish Colonel, and these two take over the lead. Smarty Kitten looks to get going, a very wide run for Mass Approval, and they're into the stretch. Jungle Jumble and Irish Colonel's in front. Irish Colonel, Jungle Jumble, now Two-Step Time is closing in. Mejev's trying to find room, had to steady. On the outside is Smarty Kitten with a rush. It is Two-Step Time, Smarty Kitten, these two, and Two-Step Time does it by a length. Smarty Kitten was second, then a photo between Jungle Jumble and Mejev. Irish Colonel fifth.
Number 3, Two-Step Time. What a day for jockey Joel Rosario. He gets his third. Horse pays $37.20 to win, owned by Getaway Farm and trained by Mike Maker. The 9th race, 6 furlongs. These are maiden filly 3-year-olds. There is 1 scratch. It's number 6, More Than Just Hello.
They're off. Our girls, a Charmer and Bodacious Babe, out to the front together. Behind them comes Gold Crescent, who's running in third early and just behind the top 2. Break of another 2 to Michael's Little Allies, saved by the Swell. And then it's Mo Green, Vroom, Vroom, Vroom. Eva London to the inside. The trailer is Xena Rules as the field heads up the backstretch toward the half-mile pole. Our girls, a Charmer and Edgard Zayas lead the way. The favorites in front through a 22 and 1 opening quarter mile. Over Bodacious Babe and Gold Crescent on the outside. It's a 6-length gap back to Saved by the Swell. Vroom, 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 and Michael's Little Ally. And then it's Mo Green, Eva London, and Xena Rules, and they're coming toward the top of the stretch. And Our Girl's a Charmer starts to open up a bit here. Our Girls a Charmer has run a 45 flat half mile and turns for home with an expanding lead. It's up to 5 lengths as they come by the 8th pole. And then Bodacious Babe in second, followed by Gold Crescent and Saved by the Swell on the inside. But there's no catching Our Girls a Charmer. Geared down by Edgard Zayas, winning it easily over Bodacious Babe. And then it was Saved by the Swell. Late run for 4th by Xena Rules. And then Eva London.
Number 2, Our Girls a Charmer proves much the best, pays $3.40, just draws off in the stretch, owned by Navarro Racing, Roger Smith, CCF Racing, trained by Alfred McIntosh, ridden to victory today by Edgard Zayas. Welcome back to 10th race, 1 mile. It's the 5th running of the Mucho Macho Man. $100,000 guaranteed. 7 runners going to the post.
They are all in line. They're off in the Mucho Macho Man. Awesome Speed got jostled about at the break. It's Aggressive Driver who's sent along to take the early lead. Awesome Speed will now come through on the inside. Not the best of starts for him, but he's up and on the pace now, running in second position as they race out of the chute. Golden Ray follows in third. And then to the inside comes Piccadilly Roadster. El Charro is next on the outside. At the back are Bullet Gone Astray and Fellowship, and a 23 and 3 opening quarter mile. Up the backstretch, Aggressive Driver in front. Awesome Speed will sit second and just to the outside of the pacemaker. And then comes Golden Ray in third up the backstretch. Bullet Gone Astray goes up between horses. Piccadilly Roadster is down on the inside, 3 lengths off the lead. And now moving up outside of horses is Fellowship. The trailer is El Charro, and the half miles in 46 and 3. Around the far turn, Aggressive Driver in front. Awesome Speed a half length behind, second by 3. And they're being followed by El Charro, who's up running in third. After that, Bullet Gone Astray fourth on the inside. Fellowship is fifth, and Awesome Speed has taken the lead. Awesome Speed now in front. Aggressive Driver comes under a ride, so too El Charro. Bullet Gone Astray is fourth, 3/4 in 1:10 and 3. They're into the stretch, and it is Awesome Speed who's trying to keep this lead for another furlong, on top a length and a half. El Charro to the outside clings to him and is closing in. It is Awesome Speed and El Charro. Awesome Speed's holding him off. El Charro is second. Awesome Speed will win the Mucho Macho Man. And then it was El Charro, Bullet Gone Astray, Aggressive Driver and Fellowship.
Number 3, Awesome Speed shakes off a little trouble in the beginning and wins impressively, pays $3.20 and gives jockey Joel Rosario his 4th victory on the card. Owned by Colt Next Stable LLC and trained by Alan Goldberg. The 11th and final race is a 6 furlong sprint. These are maiden of 3-year-olds. Full field of 12 runners going to the post.
They're all in line. They're off. A good start by Red Hot Looks, and Red Hot Looks shoots out to the front. Dr. Dynamite on the inside, away running in second. Midnight Drifter is third. Then it's Bar None to the inside, followed by Dixie Runner, who's racing about 4.5 lengths off the lead. Super Summer is next on the inside, and then Fried Bologna looking up, and a big gap back to the rest. It's a good 6 lengths more back to Remarkable Tale, racing outside of Bobo's on Fire, then Forever Bernardini and Spirit Grabber. 22 and 2 was the quarter. Around the far turn, it is Red Hot Looks in front. Dr. Dynamite's a length back second on the inside. There goes Midnight Drifter now up into second, and gaining ground is Dixie Runner on the outside, and Dixie Runner is on the move. Right behind them is Bar None, who's getting an inside trip, 3 lengths off the lead. Then Super Summer and looking up, and they're coming to the top of the stretch, and it's Red Hot Looks turning for home in front. To the outside comes Midnight Drifter. Bar None's coming up the rail, and then it's Dixie Runner who's back into fourth. Bar None on the inside of Midnight Drifter. Bar None on the the rail to the front. Midnight Drifter, Dixie Runner, and Red Hot Looks, they're coming down to the line. And Joel Rosario wins his 5th of the day on Bar None. It was tight for second between Dixie Runner and Midnight Drifter, and then came Red Hot Looks and Remarkable Tale.
Number 6, Bar None, slips through on the inside, and that gives jockey Joel Rosario his 5th victory today. Owned by Richard Pell, trained by Mark Cassie. In the pick 5 today, 5 of 5 paid $637.40, 4 of 5, $8 even. In the pick 6, 6 of 6, numerous tickets, $1,654.58. The carryover going into Sunday, $119,943.27. There's a carryover in the Super High 5 of $5,414.94. And that wraps up Saturday's card. Remember, one more day of live racing before a 2-day break, and that is Sunday. We have 11 races, and don't forget our first race post is 12:05 p.m. You got to be at Gulfstream Park. Good night and good luck.